Very tough first half between the turnovers for us have just been an Achilles heel, and again, we ran into that the first half. 25 points off of 20 turnovers in the first half, and there's your ball game right there. I thought our kids came out and fought very, very hard in the second half. We outscored a very good basketball team, 35-29. We actually executed. We actually looked like we had an offense. We actually finished shots, and we took care of the basketball. We only turned the ball over 7 times in the second half. So it was a tale of two halves, but against good teams, and IUPUI is a very good team. You can't dig yourself a hole like we did in the first quarter and the first half.
You had spells where you went scoreless. I think it was 4 minutes in the first half, and then 3 or 4 minutes in the second half. They doing something defensively that we weren't ready, or was it our execution, or?
Well, we were throwing the ball away was the biggest thing, and I think we lost our minds a little bit offensively in the sense of obviously IUPUI defends well. They were very physical. They came out and they play very, very hard. They're a good basketball team, and that's what good teams do. But at the same time, our turnovers, a lot of them were just senseless. Literally just our decision making, just throwing the ball away, was just really, really difficult and really hard to overcome. And so while they were physical, while they did defend well, I didn't feel like their defense changed drastically in the second half. And I felt like it was, so not to take anything away from IUPUI, but I felt like we settled down and decided that we were going to make our offense work, and we were going to take care of the basketball, and we were going to execute our offense, and we did that in the second half.
Did you change anything in the second? It looked like, obviously, with Mackenzie was scoring well, but I don't remember a lot of light shooting from the outside. Just curious your thoughts on what you used offensively in the second half to get back in the game.
Well, we didn't change anything offensively. The thing that we changed was we stopped turning the ball over. I mean, that was it, and I know it's as simple as that. We have to take care of the basketball. It is deflating. It is absolutely deflating when you come down and literally just throw the ball to your opponent, and then you have to come down and defend for 30 seconds, and so that affects your defense. When you're just constantly turning the ball over, possession after possession. So I thought our kids made up their minds that they were going to continue fighting, that they were going to execute, and they were going to make better decisions and take care of the ball, and I thought we did that in the second half.
I heard you talk a little bit about you can't talk about being young. Are we still going through the process of 9 new people? Are you still going through the process of getting to know each other and getting to work together?
Well, there's no question. Scott, you watch us and you see the growing pains, but you also, the second half, you saw the growth and you saw what it can look like. So, I don't want to discount that at all. We are 100% still growing as a team, still figuring things out. I think our freshmen are still figuring out just how hard you have to play at this level each and every night for 40 minutes. It's a physical, fast, tough game. That's what Division I basketball is, and I think our kids are still figuring that out and just being consistent with it. You see it in spurts, but as far as consistency, it hasn't been there. But it's not just our freshmen or our newcomers. I think overall as a team, we're still figuring it out. Our veterans are still trying to figure it out at times as well. But I don't want to discount the youth thing. But I'm just tired of talking about it. I'm tired of talking about it. We've played 9 games at this point, and there's no excuse to continue to turn the ball over 20 times and a half. And that's I'm the coach, and that's on me. and we got to get better, and we will. We're going to. You know, it's not, I've said this before, it's not going to happen overnight. I feel like we are taking baby steps and almost crawling at times, and felt the same way at this time last year. You know, we were sitting in a very similar situation at this time last year, and then you saw what our team was capable of doing in January and February. So I 100% believe in those kids in that locker room. We've got everything we need in that locker room. We've got to start carrying things that we work on in practice to the games and be consistent with it for 4 quarters. It can't just be 2 quarters or a half. It has to be, to win at this level, you have to do it for 4 quarters.
Your 2-year freshmen are at least for tonight, but also in the past few games have been playing well. Are you seeing their progression, not only Mackenzie and Keisha, but are you seeing progression from the new people as far as getting acclimated and scoring? I mean, Mackenzie 15, I think, in the first half. I mean, it seems like your new people are really playing.
Well, you know, I couldn't take Big Mac off the floor tonight. You know, I looked down and she had played 37 minutes, and that's a lot of minutes for, you know, for a 6'4" freshman, you know, to have to play. But I thought she gave us so much tonight. You know, on the offensive end, especially in the second half. Defensively, I thought she was a presence in the paint that we needed, and I loved her mentality tonight and her fight. You know, Keisha struggled the first half. She struggled with turnovers the first half, and we talked at halftime, and to her credit, she calmed down, and then she comes out pretty much, you know, I don't know exactly what her line was in the first half, but, you know, to be able to finish with 15 points and 8 boards, and I think probably majority of that came in the second half. I mean, that's toughness, because she probably had one of her toughest first half performances, but that's, you know, who Keisha was the second half is who Keisha Brady can be and who we need her to be for our team. And I, you know, I also thought I've been really challenging Asia Harper as a senior, to step up her production and her efforts, and I thought she did that today. So there was growth. There was growth today, but again, the first half with the turnovers was just it just buried us.
Mackenzie got started really, really well, playing well. I think he had like 4 blocks for the game. To be so young and to be able to start and to contribute right away at this level, I mean, are you feeling comfortable, or how's it going so far?
I mean, yeah, I think like we don't have an option at this point. Like, everyone has to step up and do their job. So we kind of have to get out of our comfort zone. That's what we talk about every day. And that's kind of like where I've been at. Like, I've got to step up every game and play the hardest I can, especially being a starter now. So I think if we can get all 5 players on the floor doing that, we're going to really improve, especially in the postseason.
What are you noticing about the game? I mean, I've always heard that it's faster than high school, and I actually covered you in high school, and I remember that you being able to place and move so well. What are you noticing? Is it faster? Is it more physical for you out there? Or?
Definitely faster and definitely a lot more physical. You have to work for every basket, and boxing out, you have to work for every box out. So that's been a really big emphasis for me, I know. And I know coming in next year, like, I'm really going to work on my physicality, and I'm going to have to start doing it now, because that's what our team needs.
Coach talked about you guys having to get better, and just it's a process. Being young here, are you noticing everybody's okay with the process? Like, there's no anxiety about, oh, we're 2 and whatever it is? I mean, are you noticing that it's a really good team effort?
I mean, yeah, no one wants to, like, lose or anything, but we have to trust the process, because we have to get better. Like, you're not going to get better just going out here and turning the ball over, like she said. Like, we have to start in practice, and I think this next week being finals week, we're going to really get better, and you're going to see a big improvement come Tuesday night.
Because I was going to ask you, how important is this, 6-7 days where you don't have a game, I think, somewhere in that area? How important is that?
It's huge. It's huge for us because, you know, I don't know what the date of our first game was. You know, November, was it the 10th, Lane? I think it was November 19th, something like that. And, you know, since then you've had 2 to 3 games every week. So it's, yes, you're working every day to get better, but you're also spending a lot of time game prep and preparing for your opponent. And so now we get to take the next, you know, 7 to 8 days and work on us. And we need it. We need it. And I think it's going to be tremendous for us. The first thing is these kids got to get in and, take care of their academics and finish out this semester academically very strong. And so we always take that into consideration. But at the same time, we'll have an opportunity when we're in the gym. We may not be able to go as long with it being finals week, but we will be able to focus on us and really be able to hammer down on some things as far as accountability and taking care of the basketball and from an execution standpoint. And I think that's the biggest thing, Scott. We got great kids. I am not just, this is not just something I'm saying. I am still just as excited about this team as I was 3 months ago, 4 months ago. We are right where, I thought we might be at this time this year with the young kids that we have, with, only 3 kids returning that had a lot of game experience, and with the schedule that we had. So, I'm not ready to jump off the ship or anything like that. If anything, I think, not only our coaching staff, but our players are just as locked in as they were from day one of practice, because we know what we can be. I mean, we showed that in the second half of this game. We showed that at Georgia. We've shown that in spurts, throughout these first 9 games. But it's a matter of consistency, and understanding that you have to do it not only in a game for 4 quarters, but every single day that you come out here and practice at a very, very high level every day in order to get that consistency. And I think that's what we've struggled with. The maturity of being able to come in here every day and go to work and lock in, and you can't get bored with the process. And I think our kids are starting to realize that. We're not there yet. And when we get there, you'll see us be a more consistent basketball team. But I'm telling you, I'm excited about what the rest of December holds for us. I'm excited to to finish up this non-conference schedule, with Winthrop and with Lipscomb at home, and then to go into conference and see where this team is at, because we have all the pieces that we need in the locker room, and it's my job and our staff's job to get us where we need to be, and we're not there yet, but we're going to get there.